Hi, I am Dr. Vipin VP, Consultant Endocrinologist at Aster Medicity, Kochi, Kerala. As a part of World Diabetes Day Awareness Program, we will be discussing some of the practical aspect in the management of diabetes mellitus, and we will be discussing some of the common questions asked by patients in our clinic regarding diabetes mellitus management. So this is one of the important question patients ask us: how often should I check my blood sugars? It depends upon what type of diabetes mellitus you are having and what are the treatment that you are taking, whether it is tablets or insulin, as well as what is your blood sugar control. Generally, for a patient who is having type 2 diabetes mellitus, well controlled on tablets, need to monitor their blood sugars once in 2 to 4 weeks. They can do the fasting blood sugar as well as 2-hour post breakfast blood sugars. This is enough for them, and on top of that they can do an HbA1c, which is a marker of the average of 3 months, once in 3 months. In a patient who is having diabetes mellitus type 1 or a complex type 2 diabetes mellitus patient with multiple doses of insulin per day needs more frequent monitoring. They need to check the blood sugars before each meal and sometimes post dinner as well, to control the blood sugars well and to adjust their insulin doses. Once their blood sugars are well controlled, they can monitor blood sugars on an alternate days or once in 3 days. But this dose adjustment is important for their blood sugar control and to prevent hypoglycemia. Some of the patients may be taking tablets and one-time insulin, that is a long-acting insulin. For them, it is wise to monitor the blood sugars once in 3 days or twice in a week, both fasting blood glucose as well as 2-hour postprandial blood glucose or post-breakfast blood sugars. Some of the patients may be taking 2 times insulin per day. For them, we advise them to monitor the fasting plasma glucose as well as pre-dinner blood glucose to adjust the insulin doses. In addition to the blood glucose monitoring, we can use a glucomonitor to check the blood sugars, or we can use the lab values. Nowadays, we are having sophisticated technologies like a continuous glucose monitor, which is like a button which can be fitted to the skin, and it will monitor continuous blood glucose for the 14 days so that we can know the blood glucose control in a better way. So this is the method in which you should check your blood sugars to have a good glycemic control. Too high blood sugars as well as too low blood sugars both are problematic for patients who are having diabetes mellitus. Too low blood sugars are called hypoglycemia. Generally, we say hypoglycemia when the blood glucose is less than 70 mg per deciliter. And if you are getting blood sugars values like that, and along with symptoms of hypoglycemia like increased sweating, excessive thirst, as well as tremulousness of hands and some clouding of consciousness, it should be treated as an emergency, and you should take sugar if possible. Sugar means you can take 2 to 3 teaspoons of glucose powder in a glass of water and drink that, or you can take tablets, glucose tablets, 3 to 4 tablets at a time. And most important thing is, after taking these tablets or glucose powder, you have to recheck your blood sugars after 15 to 30 minutes and make sure that it is above 100 mg per deciliter. And it should be followed by a proper meal if it is a meal time, or a snack if it is not a meal time, to make sure that your blood sugars are not coming down again and again. So then if the patient is having a blood sugar value less than 70 without any symptoms, and if it is a snack time or a meal time, they can take their snack or meal without taking their tablet or insulin, and they can recheck the blood sugar after 30 minutes of taking the snack or a meal, and then can take the insulin or tablets accordingly. Similarly, high blood sugar also should be considered as an emergency, like a blood sugar more than 300 mg per deciliter, along with symptoms like difficulty in concentrating, or any difficulty like increased urine frequency, excessive thirst, etc., should be considered as an emergency. In such scenario, especially if you are having a type 1 diabetes mellitus, you should check your ketones in your blood or urine. There are glucometers which are available which can test your ketones in the blood, and if the ketones are positive, definitely you should consult your doctor as an emergency, because diabetic ketoacidosis is a medical emergency. If the ketones are negative, you should try to increase the dose of your insulin or you should take an extra dose of insulin at that time, and definitely it is the time to change your treatment and to consult your doctor. Exercise is one of the important part of management of diabetes mellitus, because whenever we plan a treatment for diabetes mellitus, exercise is one of the most important pillar to control blood sugars. The advantages of exercise are: exercise improves the metabolism of our body, it reduces the insulin resistance, it helps to reduce our body weight as well. So it is advisable to do exercise for at least 30 minutes per day for at least 5 days per week in a patient who is having diabetes mellitus, to control their blood sugars as well to keep their body weight in check. And they should also do some resistance exercise or strengthening exercise at least 2 times per week. So the exercise can bring down the blood glucose, it can control the blood glucose, it can improve their body weight. And important aspect is, when the patient is taking insulin or other tablets, and if they are doing strenuous exercise, it is advisable to do some dose reduction of their insulin immediately after the exercise, because exercise itself can reduce blood glucose, so that it can result in hypoglycemia later. So these are the practical things that you have to consider when you are doing an exercise. But any patient who is having advanced diabetes with complications, definitely they should consult their doctor before doing strenuous exercise, because they can have underlying heart disease or they can have underlying retinopathy, which prevents them to do strenuous exercise. The diet control in diabetes is one of the important thing to control your blood sugars. So every patient asks, should I stop all the things which I was eating before? Like that. So most important thing that you have to take care when you are talking about the meals in diabetes is, if you are overweight or obese, you have to restrict your calories. You may have to restrict 20 to 30% of whatever you are eating previously in order to reduce your body weight by 5%. It doesn't mean that you have to omit all the previous meals or previous snacks which you were liking. But one of the important thing, you have to eat on time, and whenever you are eating on time, try to maintain the same amount throughout the meals or throughout the days, so that we will be having a fixed pattern of meal, which is most important for a patient who is having diabetes mellitus. Most important things to be avoided are sweetened drinks or high calorie drinks, or bakery items which contains high amount of sugars. These are the things generally to be avoided. You can have your desserts or fruits or other items which is having less amount of calories, if you can make like that. It is not advisable to remove all the fond of foods from a patient who is having diabetes mellitus. We advise children with type 1 diabetes mellitus to have all the type of foods, but on time with a fixed quantity. We know that certain types of diabetes mellitus run in families. Generally, type 2 diabetes mellitus as well as maturity onset diabetes of young runs in families. So if you are considering type 2 diabetes mellitus, we know that if one of the parent is having diabetes mellitus, there is an increased chance of their children having diabetes mellitus by 15%. If both the parents are affected, there is a 40% increased risk of having diabetes in their children. So most important thing is genetic factors which is running in families which predisposes them to have diabetes. Not only genetic factors, the family atmosphere, their diet pattern and exercise pattern also influences the diabetes to run in families. Some of the other diabetes, like MODY type of diabetes mellitus, is because of the mutation of some of the genes which can also run in families. So when your parents are having diabetes mellitus or you are having diabetes mellitus, there is a chance for your kids also to have diabetes mellitus. Smoking, we know that smoking is injurious to health even for all patients or all individuals. We know that diabetes mellitus itself is a risk factor when it is uncontrolled or long-standing for developing complications like vascular complications like heart disease, stroke, peripheral vascular disease. They can also have microvascular complications like retinopathy, neuropathy as well as kidney damage. We know that smoking is also an independent risk factors for all these things to have a heart attack, stroke, or peripheral vascular disease or microvascular complication. So when a patient with diabetes mellitus smokes, he is having 2 to 3 times increased risk of all these complications. So smoking can badly affect a patient who is having diabetes mellitus in terms of their complications, especially the vascular complications in the form of heart attack or stroke. So it is advisable not to smoke if you are having diabetes mellitus or even other ways. This is one of the most important question considering the current pandemic of COVID-19. There are many societies which are managing diabetes mellitus came out with their comments on COVID-19 as well as diabetes mellitus. In general, if the patient is having diabetes mellitus, it is well controlled, the risk of having a COVID-19 infection is as equal to as of a general population. But if the diabetes is uncontrolled, or if the patient is having multiple comorbidities like uncontrolled hypertension or coexisting heart disease, coexisting kidney disease, they are at increased risk of COVID-19 related complications, especially COVID-19 related organ dysfunction or pneumonia or respiratory failure or myocarditis, etc. So it is advisable to control your blood sugars well. And if you are having age more than 65 years, coexisting heart disease or kidney disease, try to avoid contact with COVID-19 infected people. So take care of yourself during this COVID-19 pandemic to avoid infection. So we have discussed some of the practical aspect of managing diabetes mellitus. So in the eve of World Diabetes Day, what I should tell all of you is diabetes is a controllable disease. Most important aspect of controlling diabetes is diet control followed by exercise, and the third part of managing diabetes is taking your medication regularly with periodic checkup of your bloods, urines as well as eyes as well as heart. If you can control your blood sugars very well, you will be having a normal life without any complications. In the pandemic of COVID-19, you should be extra cautious to avoid COVID-19 infection, especially if you are having diabetes which is uncontrolled or coexisting multiple comorbidities, etc. So control your diabetes and live strong.